Uh, Once more, I was in the panel. Now I'm welcoming you as Project Manager of UN Climate Change Global Innovation Hub. And it's my pleasure to welcome you all here this evening. This session is about some of our work that we are doing in Global Innovation Hub. One of the main activities that we at UGIH are engaged in organizing the systemic innovation workshops. This year we organized 7 systemic innovation workshops in different parts of the world, attracting large number of stakeholders engaged in climate and sustainability space. As an outcome of these workshops, project proponents propose their projects, which results into concrete products and services related to climate and sustainability, which we then engage with and provide platform to access the network of UGIH so that they can be implemented on ground. We have 28 such projects up and running so far under the umbrella of UGIH. And in this particular session, we'll be talking about 2 of them. But before going to do those 2 projects, I would like to introduce another project, which is a very important flagship project of UGIH, which we call it as digital platform. I have here Jesse, CEO of Luis Neves, CEO of Jesse. It's an organization which is based in Brussels, and they are coordinating the effort of digital platform that is being developed under UGIH. I would like to invite Luis here on the stage to just let us know, first of all, more about the work of digital platform, and just give us how it is, like, as an example, how it is being perceived by parties and the stakeholders he's talking to. So, Luis, you have the floor.
So, good afternoon. Thank you so much, Niti, for the opportunity. And as you mentioned, we are a partner of the Global Innovation Hub, and we are really committed to support an action agenda, as I used to say. And the digital platform is one of the instruments that we will be putting in place to support the different activities of the Global Innovation Hub. But before I start to talk about the digital platform, and in connection with the digital platform, I would like to show you a short video of one of our partners that it will be supporting us in the deployment of the platform, but not only. So we, as a global organization, we seek to work with our members. Of course, we have over 50 multinational companies which are members of Jesse, but we also work along with UNFCCC, with governments in many different countries, because this is fundamental to drive digital technologies, and also to ensure that digital technologies give a contribution to the climate discussion. I was recently in Taiwan, in Taipei. As you probably know, Taiwan is one of the most relevant countries now when it comes to digital technologies, the chipsets, AI. So it's a very dynamic country, and of course it's very important. Many of our members are in Taiwan, and therefore I have the opportunity also to meet with the Minister of Environment of Taiwan and to engage him into this work that we are doing together with UNFCCC, and therefore he was willing to be here, but due to political reasons, as you know, Taiwan is not part of the UN system, but we work with many governments, including Taiwan, in terms of deploying and promoting the digital platform. And I would like to now, if you can pass this short video that shows the commitment of the environmental minister of Taiwan in terms to climate change, but also to the digital work that we are doing.
Hello everyone, my name is Peng, Minister of Environment from Taiwan. In the past, I worked with the private sector and help organize a climate partnership with ICT industries. I have also participated 11 COPs. Unfortunately, due to my current position, I could not attend this time. I might be one of the very few environmental ministers globally and who wasn't invited to participate. As we all know, the ICT technology industries play a crucial role in the global net zero strategies. From my experience at past COPs, the ICT sector has consistently led the way in reducing emissions compared to other industries. There are two main reasons for this. The first one is the innovation and the revenue growth in the ICT sector provide a strong support for advancing sustainable efforts, creating more stable compared to the other industries. The second is the digitalization level in ICT industries is relevant highs, making transitions smoother and more manageable. And this factor allow the ICT industries to commit more resources and achieve better results in emission reduction. However, with recent advance in AI, the energy demand has also risen. Over the past years, we have had to revise our power demand and estimations several times, putting significant pressure on our net zero pathways. Going forward, the ICT industries need to rethink its role in the overall carbon emission landscape. Currently, national NDC targets are primarily driven by the government, with the ICT industry playing only a small part. It's challenging for ICT industry to take an active leadership role in national reduction strategies. I propose that the ICT industry, especially through the global supply chains, consider a new green initiative. For example, ICT tech-led Scope 3 supply chain could focus on upstream and downstream reduction, potentially even creating system. This cross-border thinking could foster more international and diverse interactions. In particular, Article 6 of the Paris Agreement encourages diverse, multi-layers carbon reduction mechanisms. I recommend for ICT industries to cooperate and work alongside SACI to promote a multilateral carbon reduction mechanism or carbon trading system within the industries. I will be glad to contribute my experience from working with the ICT industries and the negotiation international agreement to help make this vision a reality. Thank you very much.
So thank you so much. Minister Peng is a great supporter of the initiatives that we are doing, and I would like to spend some time to talk about the digital platform, which will be a fundamental instrument for us in the context of the UN Global Innovation Hub to drive and to promote the role of digital technologies for climate change. I was listening to the previous panel talking about carbon capture. Well, actually, the ICT industry can capture a lot of carbon emissions. We did a report in Janss called Smart 2030, where we looked at digital technologies connected with energy, mobility, housing, logistics. When we look to the interaction of digital technologies with all those vertical industries, we realize that digital technologies have an enabling impact in reducing the emissions of all those sectors. And in that report that we issued recently, we calculated that digital technologies can reduce 20% of the global emissions up to 2030. So it's a huge number. We also calculated the business value of this 20%, which is equivalent to the GDP of China per year. So we need to harness the potential of this, and the digital platform that we are putting in place together with the Global Innovation Hub aims at creating a marketplace whereby there will be, on one side, the offer of the technologies, on the other side, the demand of the technologies, which will ensure the sustainability of the planet. And we know that there are many technologies today. Not all the technologies are connected and ensure the sustainability of the planet. So we need to really look into those that really contribute to effective reductions and that help other industry sectors to reduce their own emissions. So this technology platform that we will be developing, we launched it 2 days ago here at the Global Innovation Hub. We will be working on it. We hope that at COP30 in Brazil, we can show you a live demonstration of the use of the platform. This requires a huge investment, a couple of million euros to develop this platform, but we count on the support of many different stakeholders, like the Minister of Taiwan, but we have the private sector that will be helping also to deploy the platform. And with this group of stakeholders, with the commitment of the industry, the JESI member companies, and the support of the UN Global Innovation Hub, we will be in a position to show in Belém, in Brazil, the results of the development of this solution. So I'm deeply convinced, and to conclude, that digital is fundamental to achieve the climate targets and to reduce carbon emissions. Many people does not realize that. Many people looks at digital technologies as something, we use every day, internet, AI, and so on. But when you apply digital in any industry, you generate a lot of efficiencies. You generate value. And we have the results of that, we have the evidence of that, and we want to bring that to the climate conversation, so we make sure that we, as an industry, we contribute to climate change and to the agenda of the UNFCCC. So thank you so much, Nitin. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Luis. As we have limited time, I will not spend much time in introducing the next presentation. We have a team of IDG who's part of the UGIH ecosystem present virtually. I'm looking at my colleague. I guess they are online. Okay. So Stephan is making the, okay. So I'm sorry, it's not IDG, but it's, as I said in the beginning, we are supposed to have two projects here. I will now request Stephan Haas, who is from T-Systems, to make the presentation of his innovation project. So Stephan, you have the floor.
Thank you so much. And I start by saying that I'm a super proud member of the Global Innovation Hub. Also, we are super proud to be within JESI, to work alongside those initiatives Luis has mentioned. And I appreciate a lot to have the opportunity to present our global innovation project here, which is about developing a digital toolbox for urban transitions planning, including mobility. A couple of words to where we are coming from. I'm Stephan Haas from Deutsche Telekom Systems unit. I'm leading there the X Creation effort, which is a curated community and a service to accelerate sustainable innovations together with 140 plus collaborators from 70 plus organizations, including corporates, public organizations, universities, and associations. We are working on 12 challenges a year, from needs to solutions, and this global innovation project is one of them. In cities and regions, This is where it's located, but we also work in industry and finance, healthcare, and corporate responsibility topics. Go and check us out at this QR code or at LinkedIn. So what I will tell you about is why we love the Global Innovation Hub, how it works, what we do, and what is it actually that we're doing, what we have achieved, and a pledge to join us in going forward for what is still missing. Yeah, it's been the sign we've been looking for, why we love this Global Innovation Hub. We as X Creation, we want to create innovation that matters, that accelerates impact. But where should we start? What are the pressing needs we should be focusing on? What are the missing solutions that we should be focusing on? Whom do we need to work with? How can we then, if we have solutions, scale them? The Global Innovation Hub provides answers to these questions. It provides a space to inspire and to connect. Now, how does it work? We start with needs. Back then, in September 23, I met Giorgia Rambelli, who leads the urban transition missions at a strategic innovation workshop that Nitin was mentioning in New York last year. Georgia and her member represent basically the needs of the citizens, the cities, and the regions. And we ask ourselves, how might we provide access to goods and services with less need for mobility? The 15-minute city concept provided a good vision to reach these objectives. Then we switched over and worked inside the X Creation framework. We created challenges on our X Creation Inspiration Studio in Berlin, March. And there we focused on the digital support for urban transitions, planning, including mobility. We thought about an open source, open data toolbox for city planners and policymakers, providing the data and the applications for urban planning in order to create the 50-minute cities, in order to address the needs of citizens to assess products and services with less externalities. With that initial idea, we teamed up with many cities from the UTM and solution partners, and then from March onwards, towards June, we worked two solutions. And we met then in not that far away, actually, from the UN headquarters, from the UNFCCC in Bonn, in our X Creation Innovation Day. So what is it that we have achieved? With our partners, so the EU Urban Transition Mission, DKSR, TrueFi Association, and SynPark, we created a technical innovation to securely integrate and share data. We created two use cases that are currently high in demand about bike route planning and planning of heat mitigation measures. And we need a lot of data, as you will see in a second, to plan mitigation and adaptation scenarios. We need mobility data from bikes, cars, and phones. We need geospatial data from the city, buildings, and environment. We need remote sensing data from satellites and drones. We need IoT devices, data deployed in the cities. We need energy data from companies using energies and much more. Additional use cases can be deployed quickly with our toolset. So let's look briefly at the use cases that I've mentioned. So planning bike lanes sounds at the start not so complicated, but if you look deeper into it, with the right data, actually it isn't. Now, here in this use case, bike lane planning starts maybe with how much budget do I have to create a certain length of bike lanes.
Stephan,
so that depends on the budget that you have.
Request you to please wrap up a bit early because we have limited time available for the next presentation. So summarize it
Yes.
fast.
So we need a lot of, let's say, design criteria, and then basically you get with the magic of a lot of data analytics, then propose bike lanes on your design criteria. And what is actually needed in order to do such design decisions is a lot of mobility data here in this space, which has to be analyzed using artificial intelligence and then to provide, let's say, the basis for these things. Heat planning is a little bit the same. I'm going forward, I'm quicker, but you can imagine that knowing where in the cities to build what measures, depending on what vulnerability groups, etc., where to build trees, how much money you have. Data can have a lot of impact and can accelerate this planning for these scenarios. So what have we achieved and what is still missing? We delivered technology innovation. So we have the technology foundation. We work with cities to implement the solutions, but we see that we need much more to scale the solution. We need policy innovation. A major problem currently for cities and regions is that corporations, for instance, the data that they need, they leave it closed. They don't open it to make it accessible to them. If they do make it accessible, corporations or the data owners fear that they're afraid to lose sovereignty. So who's using my data? Here, policy innovation helps, and I encourage you to look at something which is quite remarkable from the EU, which is usually only known for data protection. They have created a remarkable policy innovation called the Data Act, which will become effective. And basically what it does, it's the legal framework for open data, sovereign sharing of data, and that could be a landmark and policy innovation for other regions as well. What we are lacking now, what we really need to scale the solutions is a business model innovation. The majority of cities do not have the resources in terms of capabilities and finance to implement the solution. We need to design a business model where the digital infrastructure as well as blended financing options are shared between multiple cities. So sharing the solutions, clustering the solutions for multiple cities and have access to better funding is what we need to do right now. And this is actually an invitation because this is actually what we continue to work on now together with the Urban Transition Mission, is to design this business model innovation to share the solutions amongst multiple cities. And I encourage everyone to join us. Again, here QR link to continue going to the path we start in March and then continue to do the sprint in June and then have a cool answer for business model innovations that we can truly scale the solution. Thank you so much. And that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephan. Thank you. Okay, now I like to invite, we have team from IDG, Inner Development Goal, who will be making the next presentation. I don't know if it's Laila. Okay, so Laila, you have the floor.
Thank you. It's Jamie Bristow here from the Inner Development Goals. I lead on public narrative and policy development. And I'm going to just give a little bit of background about the Inner Development Goals initiative before handing over to the team who will talk about different innovation projects. So starting off, the Inner Development Goals is responding really to a key issue in our approaches to sustainability challenges, which is that technical solutions and public policy, which comprise most approaches today, are not sufficient to address the complex adaptive challenges that we face. In fact, experts in complex systems suggest that this is the main, the biggest failure in leadership as we address our sustainability challenges. So what does it mean to be a technical problem? Well, technical problems are easy to identify with quick, concrete solutions, solvable by experts. You can solve them with authority to decree. They require change that's limited, and people readily accept and implement technical fixes to address them. In contrast, adaptive problems are hard to identify, easy to deny, often resisted. They demand changes in us, crucially. They demand changes in our beliefs, our values, our roles and strategies. And solutions need the innovation that the Innovation Hub is pointing towards. They need the trust and the relationship building that goes along with that. And finally, they require time and the cross-sector systems thinking. Now, in other words, we are implicated within adaptive challenges. They ask more of us. And so all of the Sustainable Development Goals here also represent adaptive challenges. And we need to be better equipped, as it were, to address them. In essence, we need inner goals in order to be better at meeting our outer goals. And that's the essence of the Inner Development Goals movement. And so yes, we have an inspiring operating system for the planet, a kind of communications framework for talking about our challenges. And then we also have now a communications framework for talking about our inner capacities required to meet that. And that's brought together in a communications framework where there are 23 inner skills across 5 dimensions of being, thinking, collaborating, and acting, using consultation from thousands of experts in order to boil down what we need to develop together. So in the interest of time, since we're behind, I think we're going to skip a few of these next slides. Just to say, we have a global network of over 700 hubs, lots of partnership organizations, and together we are collaborating on lots of different projects around the world, one of which is a climate literacy guide in collaboration with experts from US government agencies. And that just gives you a little bit of a taste here about what it is the Inner Development Goals project is all about. But without much further ado, I'm going to hand over to Laila, who's going to talk to you about this particular collaboration with the UN Global Innovation Hub.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Nice to be here. So the IDGs is proud to collaborate with the UNFCCC Global Innovation Hub to drive impactful climate action through inner development and systems thinking. Together, we're integrating behavioral science with climate innovation to really create regenerative and empowering cities. And we have been working together already since February 2024, where we have joined the systems innovation workshops and also been part of the initiating parts around the city challenge. So we're very happy to see that that's live and that we will be cooperating over 2025. Masamba joined us in our IDG Summit last month, where we spent an entire day co-creating a workshop on aligning our missions and planning how inner development can drive the transformation to regenerative and empowering cities. I was going to show a video of Masamba saying it was the best workshop he's ever been, showcasing exactly how we were able to bring in this very technical outside external way of acting together with the inner development. But in case of time, I would be glad to share that with you afterwards. And we are also sharing, caring, and daring together. So we are only at the beginning of our journey and process with the UGIH. And for 2025, we have some amazing plans. One, we will be showcasing inner development systems innovation projects and build a network around the inner development goals that will focus on this. We will bring in expert knowledge on how inner skills can support the city challenge. We will also create a working program for further and deeper collaboration connecting UN departments and agencies. And we will also plan our way to my home country of Brazil for COP30. Lastly, over these last few months, we have seen that the IDGs is a convener and a coalition builder between many organizations aligned on inner skills. At the IDG Summit, we not only showcased the project concepts you'll hear about shortly, but also ideated 15 new projects at the intersection of inner development and climate innovation. We focus here on access to services and nutrition and health for 2024, and also notice a lot of cross-cutting themes like community empowerment, innovative solutions through art and education, and regenerative ecosystems to strengthen food security. In the next coming months, we'll work together to bring these ideas to life to prepare them for the 2025 Systems Innovation Hub, and also showcase the project concepts that have already been in place this year. These are the community handprint, the Water Conscious Society, and the Sustainable Health and Wellbeing Network that will be showcased by the representatives in this call today, which showcase our vision for the future and their proposed solutions. Jeroen, you have the floor.
Thank you. I'm very pleased to be here and to present the Community Handprint Project. The Community Handprint Project approach seeks to cultivate collective action that contributes to positive change, in particular climate and environmental action at the community level. It contrasts with the footprint approach, which traditionally focuses on the negative impact of individuals. When we ask people what motivates them more, reduce their negative footprint, or contribute to positive action in their workplace or community, 9 out of 10 people say they're more motivated to contribute to positive action, in particular when it's local. The handprint builds on this simple insight and responds to needs at the planetary, city, and individual level. Our vision is a world with flourishing communities that care and contribute to positive change in the world. So maybe we'll just go to the next slide to be faster. So what is great about the handprint metaphor is that a hand has two sides, an inner side and an outer side. The inner side represents the inner skills that enable climate action. Examples include community building, resilience building, and the cultivation of transformative skills, such as system thinking, empathy, compassion, and courage. The outer handprint represents the concrete projects people can collaborate on together at work or in their communities. And examples are clean energy projects, urban greening, or citizen advocacy. Well, I'm going to leave it here to give more space to my colleagues. But if you want to know more about this project, contact us or the Inner Green Deal, and be happy to share more about it. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you that I'm here today. Seeing all the floods this year around the world, the climate crisis seems to be a water crisis. Within the UGIA System Innovation Workshops, cities challenged us this year with their dilemma to satisfy their citizens on the core human needs on one hand side, while aligning with climate and sustainability goals. And water was one of the issues they shared with us. Water is as well a core human need, crucial for life, most critical in very different aspects, indispensable of its demand across sectors and borders. In order to address all these challenges around floods, water availability, water quality, we need to change our behavior in the way we value water. And that is where the IDGs can play a critical role. Next slide, please. Just go on the next slide. Water is far too often taken for granted around the world, privatized, polluted, and wasted. Our vision is to develop a water-conscious society that deeply values water. How? Change is an inside-out process. It starts with the inner awareness of needed change that each individual needs to contribute to. Certain skills like empathy, trust, appreciation, optimism, courage will support to create solutions that finally can make the difference. To fulfill this vision, the Water Innovation Project has to pass a collection with a lot of different kind of stakeholders in order to bring balance in the utilization of the water resources, which then leads to a healthy and sustainable environment where people can live in harmony with each other and with nature. Another slide, please. Our current solution is an aligned approach. It's a top-down approach that includes international legal frameworks for transboundary water cooperation, and it's a bottom-up approach that includes the inner transformation from individuals, communities, and whole societies with the help of the IDG skills. The IDG framework I think will support and facilitate this acceleration and transformation process. Sustainable water management in future needs to consider of water in climate change adaptation. It needs to foster intercultural competence to get to political commitments at regional, national, and global level. To achieve this vision, I think we see a big advantage in building alliances between academia, international law and politics, innovation providers like we see here today from the UGIH, as out of the thinking, out of the box thinking mentality and a transformation skills from us. And we need you. We need you as challenge owners in the cities, in the urban areas. We multiplicators. We need funding. So please help us and support us and challenge us. So I'm really pleased to hear from you. Thank you. And I give over to my follower.
Hello, I'm Helena from the Synergist, and I'm here to present the Sustainable Health and Wellbeing Program at Incubation. Because we're in a polycrisis, because stakeholders from all fields are becoming involved, we believe we need to connect back to what really matters to people, which is One Health and Wellbeing. This represents a paradigm shift in how we look at climate change. Our systems are under strain. We believe we have an opportunity to adapt health systems to put the needs of people and planet at the center. We can solve for climate change and the health impact of climate change in a way that actually improves our health and well-being and improves system resilience. We've consulted with a lot of stakeholders, many of whom are in the room. Next slide, please. We observe that we are fragmented across issues, sectors, the action we take, and our leadership. We think that effective collective action means meaningfully connecting these efforts with One Health and well-being as the ultimate goal. And doing that in partnership, not only with you, the climate change community, but also with patients and citizens in line with the recent World Health Organization resolution on social participation in health. Our approach builds on 10 years of experience in running collective action programs and is complemented by the IDG dimensions. Next slide, please. This is what we heard. It's about making the health system part of the solution. If we can create more health and well-being, we can be more resilient. And we would like to invite you to join the movement. We're looking for visionary leaders in advancing this work with us. Please look at the QR codes to learn more. Back to Jamie.
Thank you very much. If you'd like to contribute to the Inner Development Goals project, what you can do is take part in the evolution of the framework of 23 skills, as we're moving from having 1,000 or so experts who have given us feedback to create the initial framework. We're now going to a much more global view with so far tens of thousands of people contributing. We'd love you to take part as well, and you can just use your phone to follow that QR code and answer a very simple question about what inner qualities, skills and capacities you think we need in order to meet these collective challenges. What do we need to integrate with our outer solutions internally to be more equal to that task? So thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to updating you on these projects that integrate those crucial dimensions of inner and outer change for climate action. Thanks, Nitin.
Thank you so much for the presentation to Stephan and to the IDG team. And thank you for the audience for staying with us the whole time. Our next session will be on Monday, so we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.